Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Hi guys, and welcome to another Fool of the Week. Now it's early, but I think Rachel Maclean certainly takes the biscuit here. So last week we had Lee Anderson, former Labour supporter turned right-wing Tory, suggesting that many people who use food banks do it because, well, they just can't budget or that they're crap at cooking. This week it's Rachel Maclean, the Under-Secretary of State for Safeguarding, saying that if you're struggling and you need a food bank to survive, have you tried asking for more hours? Yes. Have a listen to this.
So I think what we need to focus on now is over the long term. We have got these short-term pressures on us that we're all aware of and that your families in Wigan are seeing. But over the long term, we need to have a plan to grow the economy and make sure that people are able to protect themselves better, whether that is by taking on more hours or moving to a better paid job. And these are long-term actions, but that's what we're focused on as a government.
So if people are relying on food banks at the moment, her solution is, well, have you asked for more hours at work? Or have you tried to get a better job? I've said this before, this is extremely condescending from these Tory ministers. Have you tried getting more hours? Now she's going to explain, well, you know, the government is trying to make sure that people have access to more hours. Is there a job that people are doing that they're forbidden from doing more hours, maybe apart from driving a heavy goods vehicle? But there's really, what is the suggestion here that people can pull themselves out of poverty if they can work more hours? Obviously, if somebody is not working more hours, there's a reason for that. Either they want to spend more time with their family, they don't want to be working every hour of the day. Maybe they're also a carer or they're looking after somebody who's ill. There are reasons why people don't just work more hours. It can also be exhaustion, for example. And also it's important to remember that, you know, if somebody is earning a lot of money, working more hours will have a big impact. If you're earning very little, working more hours will have almost no impact.
You say taking on more hours. I mean, some people that I've been chatting to, Minister, over the last... I've moved outside, actually, because obviously they need to get ready and get the kids ready for school. You know, some people are working 3 jobs. They're working every hour that God sends them. So, and they're still going to food banks to get food because they can't afford to feed their kids. You know, so it's not as straightforward as that, is it?
No, and of course it's not, and I'm not suggesting that for one moment, but we have often heard in the past when people are facing problems with their budgets that one of the obstacles, and it may not be for everybody, one of the obstacles is about being able to take on more hours or even move to a better paid job. And
an obstacle is getting more hours. Where? What jobs are you? People cannot get out of poverty because they can't work a few more hours. That's not... This is a ridiculous response. And the idea that, look, I'm here to tell you that you can actually get a better job. Once again, how condescending is this to people who are already struggling? You're struggling because you're doing a dead-end job. You should actually be looking for a better job. Really? Do you think people have not thought about that? And maybe they haven't done this because there aren't any available in their area? Or it's not possible for them logistically? Maybe they have a family and getting a better paid job would require moving or traveling more, which would require more time away, and they can't afford childcare because, well, that's expensive, and they're working in order just to keep their head above water.
Of course, it's an individual situation depending on that particular family's situation. But that's why the job centres exist. That's why the work coaches exist. That's why we put the support into those job centres to work with individuals on their own individual situation. So it may be right for some people, they may be able to access additional hours, but of course it's not going to work for people who are already working in 3 jobs. And that's why we need to have the other measures in place, such as all the help that we're putting into the schools, the help with the local authorities, help and support that I've already mentioned. And these are where we're going to target the help where it's most needed.
My goodness. Okay, so if people are working 3 jobs, well, you can just try and get some more hours, or you can try and get better jobs. Or if you're working 3 jobs, obviously requiring food bank assistance as well, don't worry, there's something in the pipeline from the local authority. This has been a problem that has been going on for years. Why have the Tories not fixed it? Well, my belief is because it's by design, not by accident. They don't want to fix it. They don't care about fixing it. It's perfectly fine if there are people working 3 jobs and relying on a food bank. It's perfectly fine if there are people doing 1 job and relying on a food bank. To them, it doesn't make any difference. They don't care. The food bank is picking up the slack. If more and more people rely on food banks, for the Tories, that's wonderful, because it means that they can spend less on the social safety net. We don't have to provide as much in benefits if people are going to the food bank. Wonderful. So this is why, well, this idea, once again, yeah, if you're struggling at the moment with 3 jobs, why don't you ask for more hours? Or if you're struggling and you still have to go to a food bank, just ask for more hours. Complete and utter disconnect. And this is why she's our Fool of the Week. See you next time for our next Fool of the Week.